Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Tips to Top the Unofficial Bar. With me today, I have one of the senior counsel in the Sri Lanka, Mr. Saliya Pieris. He is very much popular with the students who went for law entrance exams. He has been teaching for law entrance for the last 20 years, and he is going to share with us tips to top the unofficial bar. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you very much.
First, I would like to hear from you the beginning of your professional career. In which year you started as a lawyer, and the time you spent as a law student in the law college?
Well, my professional career begins at Sri Lanka Law College, where I entered law college immediately after the A-levels, when I decided that that I would try my career in law. And from law college, I finished the attorney's finals, and then I apprenticed in the Attorney General's department, and I also apprenticed in the chambers of Mr. Tirantha, who at that time also was one of the leading criminal counsel. And thereafter, I entered the bar in 1992, in December 1992. The beginning of my career, well, right at the inception, I joined the Attorney General's department. In fact, before I took oaths, I worked in what was called the WER branch. That is, the WER branch basically was to prepare indictments relating to emergency regulations. So our job was basically to fill up the forms and to have the indictments ready for signature. So as an apprentice, in the latter stage of my apprenticeship, I was taken to the WER branch, and then thereafter, just after I took oaths, applications were called for the post of state counsel, and well, I was fortunate to be recruited, and so I took oaths in 1992 November, and January 1st, 1993, I joined the Attorney General's Department as the State Counsel.
Yeah. Sir, I'm sure in the law college, you was LSU president, and you must have done so many extracurricular activities in the law college. Tell us about that and how important that was for your professional career.
Well, I think I consider my period in the Law Students Union. I was president of the Law Students Union, and also I think at law college, I must say, I think I spent quite a lot of time involved in the extra activities. I think that has been crucial to me where I am concerned for my professional career, because I think it was at law college that I learned how to handle people, how to handle different people who come from different segments of society, and how to deal with people, how to be tactful, to be diplomatic, at the same time to have an objective. So I think I consider, and I even tell the students of today, that law college is not just the studies at law college, but it is the surroundings. You get the feel of Halstorf, you get the feel of the courts, you get to knowing people. So I think that period at law college was one where I got to know Halstorf, I got to know people, people in the Attorney General's department, in the judiciary, and which certainly helped me in my career.
When you start your apprentice, have you had an idea in which law you want to go, or have you had an idea that you will be a counsel? Were you won any particular awards as a law student?
Well, as a law student, in the final year, in my apprentice year, there was this the triangular mood competition between the law college, the faculty, and the Open University. And we were fortunate that we had very eminent judges, both in the singular medium and the English medium. I think the singular medium was presided over by Mr. Sarath Silva, and there was Mr. Sunil De Silva, Mr. Ranjita Besurya, President's Counsel. Mr. Sunil Silva was the Attorney General. And then in the English mood competition, we had the honor of being judged by Justice Mark Fernando, Mr. Lakshman Kadirgama, and Mr. Faiz Mustafa. In the law college team, I led the teams in both single and English medium, and the law college teams won. And well, I was selected as best counsel in the English medium in that year.
I'm sure that must have been a point for you to think that you will be a counsel in your professional career.
Well, yes, I think I have always wanted to be a counsel. So when look at the options, I liked always the idea of getting up in court and arguing one's case. So I think that choice was always that offer to be a counsel. well, the choice of the field in which I am practicing, well, initially I liked criminal, and so that is how I apprenticed with Mr. Tirantha, and also in the Attorney General's Department. At the beginning, I did work with Mr. Upan Sayapa, who was Deputy Solicitor General, and I liked doing criminal. Of course, it was subsequently that I ventured into the other fields where I am involved today.
Before coming to the private bar, you were in the Attorney General Department for how many years?
For 4 years. For 4 years I was in the Attorney General's Department, that is from January 1st, 1993 to the 31st of December, 1996. And in the entirety of the Attorney General's Department, I was a criminal prosecutor. It was in 1996, December, that I decided that I want to quit and go into the unofficial bar.
Okay. Now, you are in 20 years of experience as
Yes.
a lawyer. I'm sure you must be having number of unforgettable memories in your professional career that you would like to share with us as advice, as example for the law students and young lawyers. Would you like to share some of those experiences?
Yes, I think several unforgettable memories. One thing is I have one memory I have is that the importance of being honest to court, and sometimes in a particular case, even if it is disadvantageous to you at that particular point, that it is always good to be truthful and honest to court, because that pays in the long run. So that experience was I was appeared before the Supreme Court, and there was this question of I was coming by way of a special leave to appeal to against the order of the High Court, and the question came up whether the High Court could, what had happened in the High Court, or the High Court judge had enhanced a sentence in appeal. Accused appellant had appealed against the sentence. What the High Court had done was enhance the sentence. So when it came to the Supreme Court, the judges wanted to know whether in fact the High Court had the powers to enhance the sentence. And at that point the judges seemed to have some doubt. And well, from the Attorney General's Department, the senior state counsel who appeared also had a doubt whether the High Court had the power. Well, my view was that although it was disadvantage, it was easy for me to, if I would say that the High Court had no power, the truth was the High Court in fact had the power to enhance. So when the judges took the view that the High Court didn't have the power, well, I was honest with the court and said, no, my lords, I think the High Court has the power, but in this case they shouldn't have enhanced. So I also did realize that how that honesty would pay, but later on it was told to me that the fact that I had been truthful to court had paid off, because the judge who presided had told another person known to him that I had been very truthful to court, and that is what a counsel ought to be. And from that day onwards, that particular judge, when I appeared, I realized that he gave me a very good hearing. Not necessarily that cases were always they are given in our favor, but that I got a good hearing from that particular judge. And I found that always that when you are honest to the court, when you are truthful, that I would say 99.5% of the judges listen to the counsel who tells the truth to court.
I'm sure you also maybe had some difficult situation in courts, because I see especially young lawyers, when they come to the court, they are coming to court so many stress of the case, they have to study everything. Maybe once you become very old, like your experience, you are quite confident about yourself. How important that? Do you have any memories or particular examples?
Well, I think we have. I think a lot of lawyers, I think, would have had difficult judges, and I think one of the tasks of being a lawyer is to sometimes convince judges who are difficult. So I think I also have had my share of instances where we have had judges sometimes who might be even antagonistic towards counsel. But I think what we have to understand is where we are doing the role of on behalf of our clients, and we have to do it. We have to be independent and do it to the best of our ability. We are not here, we are not doing a case to please anyone, but we have to handle our client's brief according to law. So that is the principle by which I have been guided by, And I have sometimes not thought really of personal consequences. When I handle a brief, when I take on a case, I do not think whether, well, if I take this, will someone get angry with me for accepting this case? That has never been in the back of my mind. So that is why even there are people sometimes who ask me, why do you accept cases which make you unpopular, perhaps with certain parties? But, well, my thinking is, when a client comes to you, we are duty bound to accept the brief, even if the cause is unpopular with a particular segment of people. And that has been my principle. If I am retained, if a client comes to me, even if it leads to me not being popular with a particular segment of people, so be it. I handle the case to the best of my ability on behalf of my client. I have had instances where I have found, in one case I remember when I went, it was relating to a particular murder case. When I went to a particular magistrate's court in the outstation, it was a fairly sensational case. There were demonstrators, and that was just as I had come out to the unofficial bar, and there were people who were demonstrating and who were burning tires in front of the courts and protesting against lawyers appearing in that particular case. It was a fairly sensational case at that point. But well, that time I didn't travel by car, so I just folded my coat in a bag, put it in the bag, and I went out so no one would have known that I appeared.
Without tie?
Yes. Oh. Yeah, so that the demonstrators would have known that I appeared. So that my position has always been, you have to defend the client, and we must also realize that sometimes, just because a cause is not popular among certain people, does not necessarily mean that it's wrong. Sometimes you have to appear for what is right, you have to do what is right, irrespective of personal consequences. And that has always been my guiding principle.
I think that's a very good guiding principle of all the others. That is what we were taught in the professional ethics, even in the books of Dr. Amar Singh. That is what the fact he highlights, that it is our duty to help the courts and assist the clients.
That is
so now I'll go to the third question. You are a successful counsel, and I would say you are a popular counsel because of your talent, your teaching talent and your arguing talent. Tell us your secrets behind your success. I'm sure you have your own way of preparing, getting ready for cases, your own way of handling clients. Tell us about those things that I'm sure will be helpful for us.
Yeah, I think if there has been a success, I think one reason has been that I have learned over a period of time that you have to treat clients, not only clients but even a witness, you have to treat them with respect. I have always, even when I cross-examine a witness, I try to treat them with respect. And I think that is what I try to do with people who come to me, with clients who come to me. And those clients are from a cross-section of society. Sometimes there are people who are the marginalized, and I try to treat them with respect, to treat them as human beings. And I think it's very important that lawyers should realize that the people, that behind each and every file, there is a family, there is a human being. They are affected by what we do. So I have always tried to, I don't know whether I'm always successful in that, but I've tried to always think that there are people whose lives, whose property, or whose jobs are at stake in what we do. And so we have to treat them as that. Of course, hard work is necessary, but I think it is important as members of a profession in which we love this profession, that we understand that the public want us they are looking at us, and unfortunately the legal profession is not the most popular profession, but we have to treat people who come to us with respect, and also to be frank with clients. When a client comes to me, I try to be frank with them, to tell them the truth. Now, if it's a bad case, to tell them it's a bad case. And that has been, I think that I feel that one reason why if you say that you ask about success, if there has been a success story, then it is because of that.
Yeah, because I think very important, as you said, to deal with the clients, because that is the kind of a publicity you get through the clients. If as a client, if I went to a lawyer, if he give me a good support, if he attend to my case, then I will tell others, look, that particular lawyer is good. That is how.
Yeah, I think it's not always the success. We all know that cases are 50-50. There are black cases, good cases. Sometimes whoever the counsel the case, that is that much the same. But I think what is important is also that as a profession, that we show people that we are not there just to make money, but that we are doing some sort of that it's somewhat more noble than that, and that we are appearing for a cause, and that our profession is a profession which is necessary in society, and also that the members of our profession are people who care for their clients and in general for the people of this country. I think that is very important.
Yes, yes, indeed, sir. Finally, there are quite a number of young law students now coming. The law college to double batch, and one say that too many people coming to the profession. But anyway, there are so many law students are going to come to the profession, and there are so many young lawyers who want to be a counsel like you. What is your advice if law students if they're thinking already that they want to be a counsel, not instructing attorney or not anything? What is your advice for those law students and the young lawyers who are thinking that one day I will be a counsel?
Yeah, I think my advice to young lawyers and to law students, firstly, I think we need people who are principled. I think that is the most important thing that our profession needs today. We need people who are principled, who have a backbone, who are willing to use their professional ability to fight, to do what is right. And sometimes that is difficult, because in circumstances where it is easier, it is sometimes easier not to do what is right. It is much easier to take people like to take the easy path, where there are no obstacles, where you can be less principled. But my advice to law students as well as young members of the legal profession is that you have to be principled in what you do. In every cause you fight for, what we do very often is we fight for the causes of our clients. And if in a fight for the causes of our clients, and also in fighting on behalf of the bar, in fighting on behalf of the profession, I think it is important that we always take a principled stand. And I say this because I think over the last year, we saw how the younger members of the profession took the initiative to stand for the independence of our profession, to stand for the independence of the bar, to do what is right. And I think that is very important. And what the young lawyers, young lawyers did over the last year or two in ensuring the independence of our profession is commendable. So this is what I advocate to take. Whatever you do in your professional work, take a principled stand. If you are in the unofficial bar, if you go on to join the official bar, if you then go on to join the judiciary, stand up for what is right and what is just and according to your conscience. My advice to young lawyers is, do not do things just for the sake of getting positions or getting money. That will come. But be honest and true to your principles and to yourself. I think that is I have tried for that to be the guiding principle in my practice as a lawyer.
And it has been a success for you.
That we will have to wait and see.
Yes. So indeed, I should thank you for your thoughts and experience sharing with us. I'm sure it is very helpful for the young lawyers and law students, those who watch this. I thank you again.
Thank you, Kamal. Thank you for initiating this program. I've seen a number of other videos, and I think it is commendable to commend you for initiating this program.
Thank you very much.